into what's now called Uki Gatame, floating or straddle hold. Uki, U-K-I, the word means to, a lot of people in judo call it like floating technique. It doesn't mean to float through the air, you know, like a cloud. What it means is to straddle something. Straddling his body, okay? And that's the concept. For many years, up until about 1970s or so, this was just a variation of Uki Gatame. They really didn't have a specific name for it, to my knowledge. Now, I may be wrong on that, but I remember started hearing this as Uki Gatame somewhere in the early 70s, so that's how it's come to be known that. And it is a good hold, and we're going to talk, there are a couple of variations of it, okay? So I'm hearing, in Uki Gatame we had, but Uki Gatame is what the Brazilians call the neon belly or the neon torso, neon chest or whatever. And so our application is, when we've taken them down, bam, we've taken them over, turned them, we want to have, this is our wedge here, okay? Right along the hip line, because I want to control his hips, okay? Now my knee is going to be right across the belly, okay? Now, I've got to have some, there's a control point right there. That's the wedge right there, okay? But see how my foot is jammed under his near hip, and I lean into it. So you can see that there. And I lean into it, okay? And that's important, okay? So there we have that.
You're actually
now
pushing.
the shin is right across his belly, right across the belt line or the gut line. I like, and if you can do it higher, that's fine. Anywhere you exert pressure, everybody has a little different variation, cool, okay? Now, what I'm going to do with the other hand, and my other arms and stuff, is I can hold here temporarily, or I can just push on him, which I prefer to do because I get a good handle here. So there's the handle there, and grab the arm. Okay, see how just basically standard grip, isn't it? Okay. Now at this point I pop up, and I post. Okay, now I could be down here on my knees, that's fine too. That's great. All right, but if I post here like that, and I'm trying not to put any pressure on Derrick, but there's the hold, okay? Or you can pull up. I saw a guy, Dave Burns, who was a very, very good judo man back in the 70s. He held a guy in a judo tournament with this hold for 30 seconds back in those rules. The guy had everything squeezed out of him. Dave rode him for 30 seconds. The guy actually tapped out closer. It was, you know, like wasn't the full 30 seconds, but Dave was literally riding this guy like this, but he was actually pulling up on him. Like that, and he pulled him into it and made the guy give up from the pressure. And he was just stuck, you know, so it really does work. That's the standard variation of it. Can you do that on Steve? Then I'm going to show some other stuff. So that's the basic Uki Gatame, okay? But notice the key thing there is wedge. That's the thing that hurts him, okay? That's pressure. And he's holding, okay, I grab his arm to standard just to show the standard. And there's your standard, okay? Now, how many things can we do to this guy from there? Isn't it nice? Look at the arm locks. Oh, we love Uki Gatame from here. The chokes. Look at all this stuff. So, yeah, any way you want to hold him, you don't have to hold him that way. You know, you could hold like a Uki Gatame to go back to. See, it's still Uki Gatame. Get that knee across there. That's the key thing. You're straddling him. All right. Make that hurt. Okay. So it's a very painful hold in and of itself. That's the basic concept of it right there. Okay. And again, you switch into a juji. Go ahead and, you know, because I know that's where you're going. Guess what? Oh, that's very nice. So you see, that's a really nice, advantageous osai komiwaza. Again, you may not have to hold them very long here. Okay? You go right on top of it. Look at all the things you can do from Uki Gatame. It's a very versatile thing. And it's a big thing. I don't know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and you guys do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to get some points for that, right? Mm-hmm. That position? Yeah. And then that's why they do it, because it is a really good move. Okay. Now, that's the basic. All right. Come to a leg press position, and we'll just do the regular straddle pin like we do with our series. So here's another way of doing it. Steve, grab your arms together. Okay, so here's a variation of it that's a common one, and I'll just show you this one here. So Derrick has the leg press position, and we do this a lot here at Welcome Mat. And what we're going to do is, if I can't pry the arms free, can't lever the arms free, what I can do is I can go up to a straddle hold, Uki Gatame, and he's going to do it right now. There's your Uki Gatame. Now, see how he's pulling us here? And now, some people, see how he likes it, his preference is to have a base out here. I got longer legs, and it seems to work for me. No, I have my base up under the neck. So, you know, everybody's a little different, but the key thing here is the leg across the chest now, straddling. So it's a straddle hold, osai komi, it's Uki Gatame. So there you have it. Now from here, if he says, oh, geez, I'm being held, I don't like that, then Derrick can flip back over into a juji or something else. you know, whatever he wants to do then, and he catches it. Or he can switch right back up to a tante. Go from straddle hold to tante. See how it transitions right to a vertical pin? Okay? So all kinds of things you can do there. So the straddle hold, Uki Gatame, is a very versatile hold down. And one of those, again, that lends very quickly to a submission technique. So there's your variation that we do a lot here. Okay? So the neon belly basically is the classic one, and let's work on that. And then we'll work on the one where it's literally straddle across the torso. Everybody got that? We good on it? You need to see either one again, or you good?
Can we see the neon belly?
Neon belly again, sure.
Again.
And there are a lot of different, you know, like you talk to a lot of guys who do BJJ, they like this move a lot, so they have a lot of variations of it. But I'm just showing the basic. The key thing to remember is your knee, that's the straddle, right across the belt line or the gut line. Some guys like higher into the chest. Some guys will put that right in there against the ribs and make it hurt more. Whatever it takes, you have your own preference. There you go, like that. You know, can opener with it, you know. So all that cool stuff can be done. Or you don't even have to post your leg out. You can just be on both knees and holding them like that. Okay, that's cool too. Okay, but there are a lot of see that? There are all kinds of variations from that, because that is a very discomforting, uncomfortable thing to have happen to you. Because the idea, again, here's a good case where one of the reasons we do Osai Komi Waza is to make him give up from the pressure of the hold. I think that might do it, okay? So that's the standard one there, okay? All right, let's work on those and we'll move on. Good deal.